Hello, let's move on to the next piece of the project, logging. It's very often you can say once you run a program, they automatically to generate some log information. Those files, those information sometimes is quite useful for developers or the system administrators to check what happened with your program. If something bad, they can go check, hey, where's wrong and why it's wrong. So that's the reason it's very often we would like to put the log into your code. Let's check one module called logging. Logging is a module defined in the standard Python distribution. Actually, they defined 5 levels logging called debug, info, warning, error, and critical. Okay, totally 5 levels. Those levels, nothing special, but they have the order from the nothing bad to the very, very bad. So by default, they set up the warning as the default level, which means every time you run your program, only the warning and above information will be output. And if yes, you can modify these levels. Suppose if you set up your logging level to be debug, all 5 level information will be output. And however, if you set up to error, okay, which means only error and the critical information will be output. Okay, default one is the warning. Okay, I put to here. The very, very naive one is, hey, we just go ahead and write a code like here. I import logging and logging.warning. That's it. That's super easy. Once you run this program, you can see those 2 information will be printed out on your console. Actually, it's your terminal. And by this command, it's called logging.basicconfig, can set up your logging level. Suppose here I set up the logging level to be debug, which means all 5 level information will be output with debug. Okay. So let's check something else. It's very often we know we would like have a log file to record what happened with your program. So what we do here is we set up a parameter called a file name. Suppose I give this log file as log.txt. So once I run this program, those information will be output into a log.txt file instead of to the console. And this one is a single file. Okay, let's work on the multiple files. Suppose here I created the 2 modules, module 1 and module 2. And I'm using this module to call the functions defined in this module. Okay, so both module I import logging. Inside this function, I print out something. Okay, I'm using the info level. Here in this module, I set up the basic configure the file to be output. The logging file will be output to log.txt. And I'm gonna print out the warning information, watch out, and the info information I told you so. Okay, then I call this function I defined in another module. There's nothing special. Let's check the code. This is the code we have. Let me move here. Okay. This is L1. Okay. This is L2. Okay. Let's run this program. L1. Once I run this one, you can see I generated some logging information here. Okay. That's it. See here. check here. For each record, for each login information, we can see I give the warning level, the time, and the real message. How do I define this output format? It's from here. From here. Check here. I define the levels, time, and message for each login message you output. So you can go back to check my code here. I define the information here, output information, and this is the output level. Okay. So far, seems like everything's good for the very naive program. Those login information, that's enough for you to use. However, for our project, we need to learn a little bit more. Okay. Every time for each module, we would like to define an object called logger. Okay, logger can help us to handle all the informations. And plus, we can for each logger, we can define a handler. So because each logger, we can have a couple of the different handlers. Suppose I define a logger, I have one handler to output information to the console. I have the one handler to output information to a file. Okay, you can check the Python document to search out the handler. Okay, the plus you can define the filter to screen out some information you don't like to, and the plus you can define the format. Let's understand the structures for the programs we defined. You guys write the prime project, right? That's a very naive project with very simple architecture. Like I showed here, we have the one file, okay, one module, which can call other module or can call the other package, right? So which means this is the tree structure. Logger also takes this idea. They also have this tree architecture with name. Okay, we show this architecture by logger's name. Check here. This module, I call this one, in this module, I would like to create a root logger. We don't give any name for root logger. Okay, that's it. And we give the module, each module a name. Inside this module, if I define a logger, I give this logger a name. Usually, I give this module's name to this logger. And inside the package, we should give a logger's name called package dot that module's name. That's by convention, we would like to use those names. So suppose here, inside this root, actually this is L1 module, let's check. Initially, let's import the login. Let's check how do we define a logger. We are using this sentence to define a logger. We leave this parameter to be empty because root logger has no name. Then we are using this sentence to set up the level, login level. We create a handler. For this handler, I'm using the file handler, which means I would like to output the login information into a file. Mode is append, okay, encoding none, delay, false. Okay, format, I set up a format for this login handler. I pass this format I defined to this handler. Okay, then I add this handler to this logger. At this time, I'm ready to use this logger. Suppose in the main file, I call logger.warning, logger.info to print out some logging information. And then I call the L2 functions and the functions defined in L3. Okay, check what I did in L2. In L2, I just go ahead and create another logger. Remember, in each module, we would like to create one logger. Okay, here is a logger I put here, and I gave this logger's name is L2. And here, I print out, I'm using logger.info to print out some information. It's very interesting. You may ask why I don't define the handler and the format again. Because in the root file, in the L1 module, we define the format and the handlers. Why we don't do anything here? Because by default, the logging is a tree structure. This information will automatically to be passed to its parent logger. So check this architecture. Because L1 called the functions and in the L2, so the information of logger 2 will be passed to this root logger. Okay, so that's the reason inside the L2, this logger will automatically to use its parents handler and parents format. The same thing for L3 here. If I run this program, I can say, hey, I have this is time, and this is the root. Root is my root file, and this is the level, the logging level, then the message. For the L2 module, I put this information here, and for the L3 module, you can see I print out the package.L3 here. That's it. That's how do we create the module. And the next one, I would like to show you guys how do we write the logging information in our project. Okay, I give you guys a demo. I put it here. Okay, see here. This is our project. This is our project, and we have a generator file and a package called prime package. Let's check what I defined in the generator. Okay, check here. I defined this handler here. There's nothing special. It's exactly the same as what we learned. We just learned. And inside here, I put, hey, I put a logger.info. And if we got an arrow, I put the logger arrow and logger info and logger arrow and whatever information I'm gonna output to the log file. And inside the prime, check here, prime IO. Okay, nothing special. I defined another logger, okay, with name called prime package.prime IO. Okay, because we define one logger for each module. And inside here, and at the beginning of the file, I say, hey, this function is called. And this function is called. That's it. That's everything we have. And let's check. Once we get this code ready right now, and like I showed before, let's install. Python setup, install. We are going to install this module to our computer. And let's test this one, generator. And once I run this program, see here, we have a log file. See here. This log file is a little bit long. Usually, either the your program developer or your user can use your login file to search what's going on. And it's also a record about how people to run your program. Okay, let's stop here.